So this all started about 6, maybe 7 months ago when the team asked me to come out to LA. At the time I was living in Toronto. To be more specific, I was living in Mississauga at the Absolute building, which is one of Dre's places. And it was really hard. To be honest, I'd never ever thought about moving countries, right? I had to pack up everything that I had into like my SUV, you know, everything that I owned really didn't even fit in there. Some stuff I had to sell. And I want to thank, you know, big shout out to my friends Kevin, Dan, Josh, Shumael. They helped me move all this stuff at that time. And it was a big ordeal. It was really hard for me, right? So I moved everything I had, put it in this van, and I had to like change addresses, you know, on my bills, had to like reroute my mail, had to like get a new phone number, all these little details that you never really think about. And if you've changed countries before, you've moved, you've been through that experience, you're kind of like the feet beneath your earth kind of just disappears, and you have to like try to find a way to be grounded again. Everything is new and unfamiliar, and just small things you take for granted, like where's the nearest grocery store, you have to like relearn all that stuff. Where do you do laundry? Where do you do grocery stores, etc. You know, so I had to do all that. It was not easy to say goodbye to so many friends and so many families. I had 2 dinner parties. So I had one goodbye dinner party in Montreal. I might show a picture of that here. And I one goodbye dinner party in Toronto. I'll show a picture of that. And I said goodbye to like, you know, 40, 50 friends that I had and people and family. It was a big, scary moment in my life to just pack up and move everything. You're going to have those chances or opportunities in your life as well, right? I used to work in marketing, and marketing used to say that it's not about the idea. My boss used to tell me this. It's not about the idea, it's about the timing of the idea. So you could have a great idea or a great opportunity, but the timing is wrong, you can't do it. And I felt like, you know, at this point in my life, I was like early 30s, when else was I gonna do it? What else was I gonna have the opportunity to come to Hollywood, for crying out loud, and make such a big impact or take an opportunity in my life to really commit to something and see where it goes? I'm never gonna have the opportunity to tell that story again. So what are the opportunities in your life that maybe you have had, or you will have, or you're having right now, and you want to experience them, you want to go through them, but you're just scared, right? Will you have a chance to do it again? Probably not. So if there's nothing to lose, or there's a little bit to lose and the downside is measurable, take that chance, take that advice and jump in. So I moved up to LA here in the Hollywood Hills, as Ty Lopez says, here in my garage videos. So we're up here, you know, I moved to the mansion, and I met so many people when I was here. It was crazy. I met, you know, Sam from Australia, who I'm like working with to be an instructor. I met Mark Dhamma, who's a personal fitness coach. This guy's amazing. We've had some amazing conversations. He's taught me so much about myself and health. He's also a high performance coach as well, and a positive psychology coach. I've met Big Mike from Advanced Nutrients, you know, a company that makes like $50 million a year. And I'm hanging out with these guys daily. Not to mention all the other people that come through the house, Michael Sartain, and, you know, actors, directors, can't forget the Playboy models and the Maxim model girls. So, Sam, what do you think about the recent developments of our house? RSD.
Yeah, that's how I'm bubbling on the field.
Yeah. Sam's really happy because he's been able to get a fellow Aussie friend. He's not alone in the house.
All Aussies, 3 against like 5 of them. So
yeah,
we're making a comeback. Making a comeback, yeah.
Vlog, video blog. Yeah, it was just a day in the life. You know, me and Manny were trying to get some work done today, and we were just. You couldn't get work done. Right. Wonder why? Yeah.
So distracted.
I think Manny just looked very, very handsome today, and whatever it was, it had to be his shirt. I was distracted. It was his shirt that was distracting me. He was so distracting today. That's what happened. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Must have been.
I woke up this morning and there was this interesting, lovely young lady who was dressed up in this amazing outfit. And I
gotta get the scrunch.
Oh, yeah, the scrunch. I don't know what that is.
I'm actually shooting for this company. They're called Celestial Bodies, and they're known for the little booty scrunch and the booty.
Been able to incorporate in my friendships, incorporate in my life, my social circle, and you know, people that I may not have usually spoken with before, but I had the fortunate occurrence or fortunate mishap of being with them so often that we really helped to grow each other in ways that I couldn't even imagine. So before I moved out here, actually in the process of that, I went to Vegas for a month. I was in Vegas for a month at the Vegas Immersion Program with Todd before Luke came. Shout out to Luke. before Luke came and took over that program as well. And those Vegas immersion guys, man, I learned so much. I made some really, really cool friends, like dudes that like I could travel anywhere in the world with and hang out with, crash on the couch, crash on the bed or whatever. And these guys are so dedicated. These guys are so dedicated that, they packed up their lives just like how I did to commit to a change, to commit to making an improvement in one area of their life for like a month. And that's so impressive. Anybody that does that is so commendable to me, right? So they did that. We did some cool adventures. We went like hiking in Red Rock. I'll put some fitted photos in here. When hiking in Red Rock, in the hills, we did all kinds of stuff. I actually passed out from heat stroke. I was like on the floor, like about ready to die. These guys that were there for me, like they all, hey man, you're a little old. We'll take some time. We'll slow it down for a bit, and like we'll wait till you're ready to go back up the hill. So we did that. We hiked to the top of that. 3 of the guys lost their cell phones, and they got lost. They had no cell phone reception, so we couldn't even find them if we wanted to. And we eventually found them later on. It was a crazy experience. This whole getting out of Canada, which I love so much. But unfortunately, the Montreal economy was so bad, so corrupted. I feel like in Montreal there's a glass ceiling of opportunity, financially and career-wise. Toronto, it's much larger, but I felt like a big fish in a small pond, and I just had to really just take a chance to see what exactly the world could offer me if I went out and gave my best to the world. So part of moving to LA, of course, was learning about the company culture and enjoying the LA lifestyle and all that goodness. So one of the coolest things about being here is I learned so much about water. Oh my goodness, water. Mark Dharma's taught me so much about it. pH balance, I even know how that affected water, alkaline water. They have this crazy water filtration system here, these things that they ordered from Germany. So, he's always saying that water is like 98% of your body. Everything you do is water. Your basic health begins in water. So I learned a lot about water, and it impacted just the way I drink and the way I live my life. Tea, no sugar, etc., things like that.
I want to introduce you guys to a friend of mine. His name is Mark Dharma. And he lives at the house with me here, or I live with him, depending on which way you want to put it. He's got a lot of things going on for him. One of the things he has is he's a expert in the science of success. He also has a master's in positive psychology, a really cool thing. He's an ex-fitness model, and he also is a celebrity trainer.
Water. Most of us don't really think of water too much, except like we know that 80% of our body's made out of water. And our blood is made out of the water we drink. So if you think about that for a second, all the blood rushing through your body right now, is the water that you've been drinking. Yeah. Exactly. So what type of water have you been drinking? Have you been drinking low quality water, out of the tap? Have you been drinking LA municipal water right now? They know they've got chlorine in. Chlorine is used to kill bacteria, but chlorine's used to kill bacteria. Do you know, Madison, where the majority of the bacteria stays in our body? What we actually really, really need it?
Either I guess our body, our liver, maybe our skin. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
There is plenty of bacteria on our skin, but mainly in our gut, in our stomach. There's about 4 pounds of bacteria in your stomach. Like 4 pounds is a lot of bacteria, right? Yeah. In your stomach, and scientists are now calling it your second brain. The stomach, because your stomach not only the bacteria in your gut not only produces neurotransmitters for your brain, such as like dopamine, serotonin, but it also modulates your immune system. That's why you've got like Tyler drinking kombucha all the time, because he's wanting to get good bacteria in his gut and good yeast. That's why people are talking about probiotics all the time. Probiotics, pro-life, having bacteria in the gut. That's why I have fermented food, and I'm always telling people to eat fermented foods. That's a natural way of getting good bacteria in. But if we're drinking chlorine, which kills bacteria, how is that going to help our gut? It's not. The other thing is, yes, the water does get cleaned that we're drinking, from the tap. Tap water does get cleaned, water from the faucet. But there are still certain chemicals that get through the cleaning process, mainly metabolites or little small particles from pharmaceuticals that everyone's using. So what should you be drinking? So the highest quality water that you could be drinking is natural water, spring water. Spring water is the best quality water you can be having. It's naturally alkaline, usually, whereas a lot of tap water is acidic, and we know that we want that our blood is slightly alkaline, and that we seem to do better in a slightly alkaline environment. That's why it's important to have slightly alkaline water. We've got this alkaline machine that you've been drinking out of.
Yeah.
They say that 8.5 is the sort of limit we should be going with the alkaline water machine, but we've also got a regular. We've got a lot of going on. We've got two filters and alkaline water, and then we're regularly stocked up with Fiji. So let me just make it real simple and like put it in the order of the highest quality waters. Number 1, spring water. Okay. The best quality water you can get is spring water. We generally have Fiji water. Okay.
Why Fiji? Any reason, or just because?
It's just super high quality stuff and tastes good, but spring water is the best. Okay. Number 2 is slightly alkaline water. So alkaline water, have a filter that will turn it slightly alkaline. Number 3 is filtered water. So we've got a Berkey filter, and then we've got a reverse osmosis system too. Jeez. Now, the problems with the filters and the reverse osmosis is it strips all the water of the minerals and electrolytes. So it's important that you add some minerals and electrolytes back in, such as a little bit of salt, or you can get some electrolyte droppers. After that, at the bottom of the rung is water straight out of the mains, straight out of the faucet, straight out of the tap, which I don't recommend anyone drink, and I personally don't drink at all. For a lot of people who are wanting to turn around their health and fitness, get in better shape, have more energy, look and feel better, the number one thing usually is the amount of water they drink. Most people don't drink enough water. They're walking around in a slightly dehydrated state. Right. And even if you're just 1% dehydrated, or 2% dehydrated, that is going to severely affect your mental and physical performance. You're going to be more tired. You're not going to look that great. Your skin's going to be a little bit weird, a little bit off, a little bit dry. Your lips maybe are a bit dry. You're not going to be able to do as much exercise at all. You get tired fast, physically, tired fast, mentally, and you're going to be suffering a state of low performance, which no one should suffer. So the amount of water is paramount.
Something else we do a lot here is we go to cryotherapy. So Owen's got me going in the cryotherapy chamber, which is like a liquid nitrogen chamber. It's like really, really cold. You stay in it for 3 minutes, and it's supposed to help you with your inflammation and reboosting, I think, your circulatory system and just general stress. I personally, the funny thing is, out of it, I've gotten like this weird addiction to pain. Every time I feel pain, I think that's part of the idea, right, of the brainwashing. Every time I feel pain, I think of growth. I'm like, there's pain. Yeah, so I'm growing. I'm becoming better. Like I challenge the pain. I'm like, I'm not satisfied unless I've had some sort of pain and I overcome it. Even right now, I think I'm kind of like doing intermittent fasting. And I just enjoy like being like, I'm hungry, but I'm not going to eat. I'm going to work. I'm going to do this video, like that kind of weird kind of hustle, always like on the hustle, physically, emotionally, mentally. Also, I've been doing a lot of kale salads, blah, blah, blah. I've been doing a lot of shots. So you can go to these places, they have like reishi mushroom, lemon, ginger, turmeric, cayenne pepper, and chlorophyll, and you just go bam, 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 take all these shots, and like I feel like almost, I don't do drugs, but I can imagine that's what doing drugs would feel like. You feel amazing after you do it. My thinking all kinds of clear thoughts, like my mental is clear, emotionally I'm just satisfied. I never realized how much diet affects your mental health or your well-being, your emotions. If I eat healthy, that day I can't get depressed, like I can't get sad, I can't get upset. I'm just feeling really good.
Which one's the chlorophyll?
Green one. That's a turmeric shot and chlorophyll shot.
There we go.
Yeah.
And here we go. This is looks like soup.
Yeah, lightweight stuff. By the time you're done living in LA, you'll be so punished. This will be used as a treat. Stuff I'll feed you, make you white. You will turn white. Why do you think I'm this white?
Let's start getting into response.
All right, that's it. Done. Here we go. Good Lord. Oh,
we'll laugh at this someday. You need to try some real shots.
it's like mustard, but like
That's green.
flavor.
Chasing the green.
Okay, chase it.
Chase it with the green.
The green like helps you like actually taste it. It's the
so weird.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You know what's funny? When I
exciting.
told you
Oh,
turn white, actually what I meant was that I turn like white when I drink it,
Right.
and then I saw the humor in that.
Yeah.
It occurred to me that maybe this is why I'm so white, but then I remember that I've always been this way. So.
My brain doesn't go that complex on it. I was just like, this is either yummy or scary.
Well,
Water helps here.
On top of that, I've been going to the spa a lot. I used to go to the spa a lot anyways, but I've been going so much more after a long program, like 16-hour days, go to the spa. It's really good for my voice as a public speaker. You can hear right now, my voice is kind of like dead and cracking. So I go to the steam room that has like eucalyptus, helps my throat out, allows me to just push my voice a little bit further. And I enjoy the hot and cold cycle. Doing that helps to lower cortisol in the body, and it lowers your stress hormones. So, of course, you get out the sauna and like you check yourself when you're stressed out again and check your emails. But for that few moments that you're in there, it feels great, it feels amazing. So I really enjoy that. Also, I've been doing dark rooms when it comes to sleeping. So, we are traveling from different time zones all the time. Myself, I'm doing, I think, 31 cities. 2016, which has already started this February now. So 31 cities in 2016, and that's like East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, North, Europe, South America. It's like all over. So switching time zones so often messes with your system like crazy. I heard that it takes 24 hours for every 1 hour of time zone shift that you have. So imagine I'm going back and forth, the sun's coming up at all kinds of weird times. Dark rooms help the sleep tremendously. So when I've been here, I've learned a lot about business and this product launches and training, all kinds of things, right? So I've learned a lot about marketing from Big Mike. I've learned a lot about marketing from Brandon Carter. These guys have released digital products. These guys have businesses like $50 million a year and stuff. So I learned so much about that from them. I've also learned about how to release a product, how product launches work. I've learned about what goes into making a product, what goes into the promo schedules, the primer. One of the guys, Mikhail, I've learned so much about. I've learned so much about sales copywriting and how to future project and how to do an awareness stack and all these things. These skills. I could have learned them on my own if I really just sat down and read everything, but I would have had no way to kind of like separate what is good from what is like mediocre. I wouldn't have known that, right? So being able to do that, being here, learning from these guys was irreplaceable skill. It was priceless. I really can't put a price on it. And it's also, a lot of this was about high performance training, being able to make decisions while you're stressed. This is why I think everybody can't do this kind of consulting travel where you're doing 31 cities a year. Not everybody's made for it, right? You're constantly in a new environment, a new situation, and you're always stressed out because you don't know if the plane's gonna be late, if it's gonna be on time. When you get to the hotel, it's gonna be booked correctly, is there gonna be a problem? When you get to the venue to run the event, is it even the right venue? Is there stuff wrong with the venue? Like, you never know what's gonna happen, what kind of all of these, say, unseen occurrences that come up on the fly might be thrown in your face. So you're constantly like never really sure exactly what your footing is. I think it's hard for people in our society to be able to go through life not knowing where the next step is. Like, imagine yourself, right? Maybe you've been in a situation where, I know I have, where you're living paycheck to paycheck. You didn't know what you wanted to do. You didn't know how you're gonna pay rent. You didn't know what you were gonna do next week. You didn't know what your health situation was. All these things you're not really sure about, and it stresses you out. Now imagine having that uncertainty constantly. Could you manage in that environment? The question is this: could you function? Could you function and perform at a high level? High level performance, that's what we're talking about. High level performance of just kicking butt and crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, executing, delivering for clients to pay thousands of dollars while you're under that level of stress. I really think about it almost as Navy SEAL training, right? Navy SEAL training, beating you down just so that you can be rebuilt again, destroying everything you think you know about yourself, everything that you think that you are. The point you're not even sure what you're doing and what you are, and you want to quit. You absolutely want to quit. I know I had moments where I was, in this process from like, I don't want to do this right now. I think it's 0.05% of people, or 0.5%, which is less than 0.5% of people get brought on board, and I think it's like half of that percentage even make it through, half of that. So 50% of that 0.5% make it board. And that's crazy, right? And the reason is because there's times when you don't even want to do it. There's times you're like, oh, I don't want to do this. I just want to stay home. I just like want to cuddle with the girlfriend, the imaginary girlfriend that doesn't exist anymore. I want to just, show out. But no, it's like there's always a grind. There's always a hustle. There's always something to do. And you have to kind of be built for that. I think part of it is nature. you know, how you've been, how you are naturally, who you are naturally, what the kind of person that you are, how you think. And the other part is nurture, your environment. How does your environment contribute to that? How does your environment make you a part of all this and who you are? So I've been in pickup for about 10 years, 9 years, but I've been training for the past 9 months with Tyler. So what he's been teaching me is how to coach, how to actually coach, how to be an instructor, how to formulate thoughts. How do I make a thought, take a thought that I have, a concept, put it in your mind, make you understand it, express it in a way that makes sense to you, and encourage you and make you do it in the moment so you don't overthink it, right? That's what a good coach is. Like, there's a lot of guys that teach this, you know, pick up self-development thing, and they're not actually good teachers, right? How many teachers have they trained? Right? Well, Tyler's trained like 10 teachers, and they've all been world-class teachers, right? So it's like, you have to get a good teacher in order to teach you how to teach. You can be really good at the skill of pickup, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be a good coach at it, right? These guys, you know, RSD is the biggest self-development dating company in the world. These guys have been doing this for like a decade. But a lot of people that teach pickup, they don't really necessarily have the experience of going around teaching it in different countries. There's foreign languages, different customs, different rules and regulations, different like traditional ways that people behave, the men and the women act differently, maybe some classic formal ways of courtship, things like that. I'm experienced to all that now. So when I give an answer, it's not just the answer that I have, it's like the answer of like accumulated knowledge of so many people, right? It's like all this knowledge put together and into a simple sentence, but like really there's so much more behind that sentence. And I really appreciate the boot camps because I've learned so much about myself. I feel like I've now gotten better because I have concepts I thought were amazing, right? They still are amazing, but I didn't know how to explain them. I had these concepts, and by the process of having to reteach it over and over and over again every single weekend, I found the way that now I can take a concept and make it click for you. Right? I can take a concept, make it click for you because I've been through many variations of teaching it. Even before you see a video like this or any of my videos on YouTube, these videos aren't just put up. It's like I've had this content for a while, I've worked on it, I've seen it has an effect on people, and then I've went out and I taught it, right? The next thing I've really worked on, I'm happy about, is the hot seat. So I'm sure you guys have seen the new promos for this. I might flash it up here right now for the hot seat transformational experience. This is amazing. This is actually the reason why I joined an RSD. I wanted to like leave something behind. I wanted to make a legacy. I wanted to put good ideas out there for all of mankind and really make an impact on people. And you know, I love the original hot seat. But the fact that now we can take it into this like more of like a group awareness training, and we can make the hot seat something where lots of females even would come to it now because they're able to take the experience and the lessons and bring those into their personal life, anywhere in your life. You can use this in your business, you can use this in your networking, use it in relationships. It's just communication. It's about being an effective communicator, how to effectively communicate. I appreciate that so much, and I think that it's a blessing in disguise that we didn't know. Like this new hot seat kind of process came upon us. We're like, oh, will we do it? Will we not do it? There's a little bit of back and forth now. And then, you know, it's actually one of the best things because it's really going to take the industry and change it. Not only that, but it gets us closer to a self-development company, a pure self-development company, and allows us to now take the information we have and do change work with people face to face while they're standing there on stage. So, you know, before the hot seat was 8 or 10 hours of infield and you know a bit of exercises. Now with the new transformational experience, it's literally you in a room with us doing 6 hours or 5 hours of deep identity level change work, and you come out a different person because we've stretched your comfort zone and we stretched your social, like say stifling, and we put you under so much social pressure with these exercises that now when you walk out, you're a brand new person because you've never had that much social pressure on you. You've never had that much emotional fortitude and resolve. You have to build up that emotional muscle to get through the exercises. So I really appreciate that, and I've learned so much about that. And I think it's made me a better person, a better coach, and it's made me understand people so much more. So that's it for now. Of becoming an instructor at the Madison show. Hey, you know what to do. You always subscribe as usual. I appreciate it if you have subscribed already. If you haven't subscribed, thanks for watching anyways. Like this video, share it with somebody, share it with a friend, share it as a travel blog, share it with, just to see what we're up to right now. And I really want to make this so that you understand me better and that I understand you better, and our relationship is that much stronger. So now you see where I'm coming from, and you can take that material that I present, like that training, and you can put like a framework around it and say, okay, this is the type of guy he is, and this is why he's presenting this material. So that's it for now. Keep in touch, and don't be a stranger. Cheers. This is Madison with Real Social Dynamics, and I want to make a special announcement. Now, if you're watching this video, it's possible you're just not completely satisfied with your dating life. Either you're always friend zoned, or you run out of things to say. It's also possible that you just don't know exactly how to get physical. So there is a problem, but maybe you don't even know what the challenge is. You just know that you're depressed, up at night, worrying. Something's not right here, right? With your friends, with your social life, personal work, strangers. You probably feel like you're stuck being a failure forever. Do you wish there was something that you could do to make an immediate change? I'm proud to tell you that that was the past and this is the now, the start of your new journey. Introducing the Madison Bootcamp, your key to social success, sex worthiness, and general just confidence with women. I'm gonna be your coach and I'm gonna be your mentor, face to face, taking you out in bars, lounges, and clubs in your city. I spent the last 10 years working through every single sticking point that you have ever had with women, all right? I've taught everybody from CEOs to college students, and I've also toured with every single RSD instructor, especially Tyler. This is gonna be the most satisfying program of your life. You're gonna leave more confident, more alpha, more sexy, and more charismatic. This is gonna be the start of a new you. I'm gonna transform you into the man that you always wanted to be and put you on that journey and a roadmap to success.
Don't argue with me. What's the number one rule of boot camp? Yep. Girl. There's girls all around you. You're skipping by them. 5 push-ups.
I'm gonna bring you over to headlock. It's gonna be even worse. Do you want me to bring you over to headlock?
Hi, sorry, excuse me. Hi, sorry, excuse me. This is my friend. He was shy to talk to you, so I told him I'm gonna put him in a headlock and bring him over to say hello. So here he is.
Hi. If you promise to commit to change, I will promise you results. You went back to being funny again, right? Didn't it work? The hand things. You gotta be more assertive. Improvement?
Yeah, a lot.
Forward progress.
That was huge.
Huge moment, yeah. Imagine yourself being socially free. Imagine yourself getting the hottest girl in the club. Imagine yourself breaking through all of your fears. Imagine yourself having new emotional epiphanies.
More like scratch me and pull my fucking hair.
I bet you.
Make my asshole this big.
Oh. Gee, that was interesting.
Thank you.
And you could see the shift immediately. Yeah, that was eye-opening to see.
You're gonna be able to approach women with confidence and effortlessly, and you're gonna be able to seduce women in ways that most guys wouldn't even dream of. The Madison Bootcamp, 3 days to your manhood.